This is a Re-Blaction.
Europeans were never wiped by African tribes. What are you talking about?
Buddy, we were dismantled. The Europeans hardly documented what happened in Africa because they didn't want to publicate their losses. Look back when the Europeans first began their efforts to colonize Africa in roughly the 1880s. A general by the name of Francis Winton led 300 British soldiers in to try and overrun the Yoni tribe's villages. It became known as the Umbuya incident. This tribe was looked at as one of their biggest threats to colonization, right? Not only were they single-handedly disrupting the Atlantic slave trade's operations, they couldn't divide and conquer them. Their protective nature over their people ran far too deep, right? The deceptive tactics the Europeans were so used to using on other parts of the world were not going to work here, buddy. The British realized the magnitude of this tribe's influence amongst other regions of Africa, and so this group of soldiers moves in, arrogantly thinking it would be relatively simple, right? But little did they know the Yoni tribe was 10 steps ahead. They were watching the British soldiers the whole time they worked their way up the Rocco River, stalking them from their sophisticated understanding of the surrounding forest. By the time these soldiers began making their way through this dense jungle, right, they were walking into a meticulously mapped out trap and were shortly thereafter met with a calculated, precise ambush, nearly wiping the entire fleet of Imperial invaders. And even out of the few who managed to flee, several would end up deserted, stranded in what was to them an unbearable environment. This marked an utterly humbling moment for the colonial powers, as they truly stepped into a world they were simply never built for.
What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're going to deny us the right to live?
Gotta get back to black.